Nothing ends quietly. The day humanity vanished, the world actually became more dangerous. Not because people were gone, but because everything we built kept running without us. And hidden inside that silence was a countdown no one could stop. Imagine waking up to a planet with no voices, no traffic, no lights. Every person on Earth has disappeared. Cities stand frozen in time. Cars remain parked. Airplanes never land. But here's the strange part. The real disaster doesn't begin with empty streets. It begins where almost nobody is looking. Within hours, pets trapped inside homes start searching for food and water. Some escape through open doors or broken windows. Others never get the chance. Houseplants wither almost immediately. Yet these are only the first tiny signs of a much larger collapse. Power stations continue operating automatically for a short time. Then the electrical grid begins to fail. One by one, lights disappear across entire continents. At first, that sounds peaceful. But what happens next changes everything. Nuclear power plants depend on constant electricity to cool spent nuclear fuel. Without engineers, repairs, or maintenance, backup systems eventually fail. Cooling pumps stop. Water begins to boil away. And this is where it gets weird. The greatest threat isn't the reactors themselves. It's the forgotten waste sitting beside them. As the water disappears, radioactive fuel overheats and ignites. Explosions send deadly contamination into the atmosphere. Ecosystems begin collapsing. Entire regions become poisoned for centuries. Some radioactive elements remain dangerous for hundreds of thousands of years. And that's terrifying. But that's not even the craziest part. Just 1 year after humanity disappears, the world starts rewriting itself. Roads crack open. Sidewalks split apart. Buildings that once looked permanent begin quietly falling apart. Nature doesn't ask for permission. It simply moves back in. Rainwater freezes inside tiny cracks in highways, expanding every winter until concrete shatters. Moss blankets abandon streets. Weeds push through asphalt. Soon, young trees appear where traffic once crawled every day. But here's the strange part. While radioactive zones remain silent and lifeless, everywhere else bursts with new life. Without hunting, farming, pollution, or pesticides, animal populations explode. Insects multiply faster than ever. Rodents thrive. Reptiles spread into places they haven't occupied for centuries. Predators soon follow. Forests expand across suburbs, swallowing neighborhoods that once echoed with human activity. Then comes the twist nobody expects. 50 years later, New York City isn't just abandoned, it's drowning. Underground pumps that once kept the subway dry stopped working decades ago. Rainwater floods tunnels until they become underground rivers. Steel supports corrode. Streets collapse into giant waterways. Entire districts slowly sink beneath the weight of time. Skyscrapers shed glass like falling rain. Roofs cave in. Houses rot from the inside out. Yet some structures refuse to disappear. Massive stone buildings like Grand Central Terminal remain standing long after modern towers crumble into rubble. Inside abandoned banks, fortunes remain locked away forever. Meanwhile, priceless paintings and historic masterpieces decay beneath leaking museum roofs as mold quietly erases centuries of culture. And just when it seems humanity has completely vanished, the planet has one final surprise waiting. 500 years pass, and almost every sign of civilization has disappeared beneath endless forests. Your home is gone. Your street no longer exists. Trees stand where cities once ruled. But buried beneath the soil, a few aluminium tools and stainless steel objects stubbornly refuse to disappear. And this is where it gets weird. Without humans pumping billions of tons of carbon into the atmosphere, the planet slowly begins to heal. Carbon dioxide levels fall. Temperatures gradually cool. Wildlife reaches a new balance. Wolves once again roam across Europe. Vast forests reclaim continents. Earth doesn't simply survive without us, it transforms. Jump thousands of years into the future, and only whispers of humanity remain. Mount Rushmore is still visible, but centuries of wind and rain have erased most of its faces. The Great Pyramid and the Great Wall still exist, yet they're barely recognizable. Time proves stronger than every empire ever built. But here's the strangest part of all. Long after every city, monument, and memory has vanished from Earth, two tiny objects continue traveling through the darkness of space. The Voyager probes keep drifting beyond our solar system, carrying recordings, images, and messages from a species that no longer exists. Imagine an alien civilization discovering them millions of years from now. They'd know someone lived here. They'd hear our voices. They'd see our world. Yet they'd never know exactly why it all ended. Maybe the greatest monument humanity ever created wasn't built on Earth at all. Because when the last building falls, the last road disappears, and the last city becomes forest, one unanswered question remains. If our entire civilization could vanish without a trace, how long would anyone remember we were ever here?